It's DSP's most disappointing games of 2015. Number 5, Star Wars Battlefront. Oh man, I have to sigh at the beginning of this one because Star Wars Battlefront is a game series near and dear to my heart. 10 years ago, when the original Star Wars Battlefront was released on PC, I was still in the hobbyist mode for PC gaming. I had a really high-end PC. I played this game at launch and freaking loved it. I also loved the sequel that expanded upon the game, and I know people who have sunk hundreds of hours into the original 2 games of this franchise. So when the new Battlefront was released, of course to tie in with the new Star Wars The Force Awakens movie release in December, we all said, yeah, this could be awesome. And then we started getting news about the game. We got very skeptical about it, admittedly so, because we knew of what was happening in this modern day and era with these game companies releasing online-only, multiplayer-focused games with not enough content. And Battlefront unfortunately fit this to a T. No single-player campaign or story to speak of when Star Wars at its core is a franchise based on incredible narrative and sci-fi storytelling. Also, the fact that the game had a limited amount of modes, limited amount of maps, and the fact that even though there are some interesting modes in there like the aerial dogfights, they only have 2 to 3 vehicles to pilot. It's just a joke. It's kind of wedged in there as an excuse. How about the fact there's only 3 heroes on each side of the heroes versus villains mode? Of course, they're gonna be more if you pay later for more DLC that probably should have been in the game when you originally purchased it. It's a disgrace. And then, of course, you've got to tie in the fact that this game has some of the worst spawning I've ever seen. Frequently, you'll get spawn killed. On some of the game modes, you literally can't take more than 3 steps without getting shot from 4 different directions. It's a bloody freaking mess. And ultimately, I actually was so angry with this game and how it turned out that after I did my final session of it with fans, I deleted it off my freaking Xbox One because I never want to fucking look at it again. It's that disappointing for someone who was a huge fan of the original 2 games to sit down and play what Battlefront has become in 2015. It's a disgrace, it's upsetting, and the fact that people are laying out their hard-earned money for a game that's far inferior to the original 2 is really freaking sad. DICE should be ashamed to put out a game this laughable in 2015 when they've put out games that were much better in the past. I have to think that EA's hand is in here somewhere trying to force them to release this game quickly as a tie-in with The Force Awakens and make a quick cash grab, then of course adding new content with DLCs later that make it a complete game. Do yourself a favor. If you're a fan of Star Wars, if you're a fan of DICE, if you're a fan of good games, stay the hell away from this one. Don't give EA your hard-earned money. Make them do better in the future. The next entry coming up on this countdown, I know tons of people are going to disagree with. But I've got to speak from the heart, I've got to be true to myself, and I've got to tell you why I feel this game was a huge disappointment for me, and probably for many people who have been long-standing fans of this franchise. Check it out.